So many images of our beloved Percy flood our minds today, but perhaps the one that is most vivid is the image of Percy looking at life through the lens of a camera. Most people would just see physical attributes: people, trees, flowers, sunsets. But Percy saw and captured so much more. He captured life, laughter, love, and compassion. Percy had this uncanny intuition about people. He could truly see down to their souls and instinctively knew how to capture people at their best. He could see the love between a husband and wife, the innocence of a child, the playfulness between a brother and sister, and the special bond close friends share. Percy couldn't wait to share his masterpiece with his friends, not because he thought he was the world's best photographer, but he just couldn't wait to share with others the best part of himself. He wanted to give them the opportunity to see themselves as he saw them. When Percy stepped away from the camera, he shared with us the best part of himself. He shared his playfulness, his gentleness, his love, his laughter, and his wisdom. Although he was not a man of many words, when he had something to say, we all found ourselves listening to him. Of course, most times it was foolishness. Like every morning, he would kiss Frida and say, "Goodbye, lovey, see you tomorrow," even though he knew he would see her that night. He just wanted to see her smile. When the cashier at the grocery store asked him if he found everything okay, he would say, "No, I've been looking for these $100 bills and I just can't seem to find them." He just wanted to brighten their day. To his Malawian worker friends, he would say, "Don't die now, I can't afford the flowers." This was his way of letting them know they were important to him. When someone asked Percy to remember something from his past, his reply was, "I'm sorry, I have slept since then." He just wanted them to know that life moves on. Always being the helpful one, when Percy was with someone who needed to use the restroom, he would say, "Do you need any help?" He just wanted to see if they were really listening. All of these playful responses were Percy's way of letting others around him experience the joy of laughter. Life would not always be fair or easy, but Percy found a way to make people smile. These simple acts of kindness left a lasting impression on the many people's lives Percy touched. He would always take the time to add sunshine to someone else's life. The magnitude of their smile was his greatest reward. God gives each one of us special gifts, and it is up to us what we do with these prized possessions. Percy did the most beautiful thing possible with his gifts. He shared them. Percy never knew a stranger. His gift was finding a way to connect with others. Sometimes it was taking the time to interact with the person delivering the mail, or sharing his private stash of chocolate he kept in his desk, cooking his famous spicy food, wearing silly party hats, singing and dancing, or raising a glass to toast friends and family. Percy would go to great lengths to make that connection with you, to make you feel welcome and to let you know that you would always have a friend in him. The world seemed a happier, friendlier place with Percy. He planted this beautiful seed as a way to teach us to always take care of each other and to share both the good times and the sad times, because it is this connection that makes us all stronger. The most beautiful gift we could give Percy today is the gift of sharing his life through our eyes. Just like him, we see Percy as so much more than a brother, husband, father, granddad, and friend. We see him as our brave big brother who took it upon himself to protect us and to lead by example a genuine life of service and generosity. He would gently remind us in hard times to stay calm and to remember that life is really about serving others. He gladly accepted this added responsibility because he loved us and put our needs above his own. He was our best example of selfless love. Every girl dreams of her perfect husband one day. He would be handsome, strong, loving, funny, but most of all, treat you with respect. Frida was fortunate to find her Prince Charming in Percy. He was everything she could have ever dreamed of, and so much more. Percy made her feel safe, loved, well taken care of, and special. He gave Frida the courage to leave home and to come to this country and start a brand new life. At times, it was hard to move forward when so much of their lives was back home. But together, they accepted what life handed them, and they made a life here and were happy. With Percy by her side, Frida realized that home now was wherever he and the kids were. Even in this new country, Percy would still be Percy. He would treat Frida like a queen, make her happy, keep her laughing, and most importantly, love her unconditionally. Today, Frida thinks of Percy with feelings of such love and gratitude. Percy truly lived out the vows he took 40 years ago to love Frida until death do us part. She realizes how very fortunate she was to have the unconditional love of such a kind, giving, and selfless man. Today, her heart aches because she misses him, but she realizes that every ounce of sadness she feels today is worth the lifetime of happiness, peace, love, and joy he brought to her life. As the firstborn, the only girl, and a daddy's girl, Christine has a truly unique perspective of her daddy. He gave her the gift of his allergies, freckles, moles, and curly hair. Maybe she wasn't very fond of all these gifts before, but now they serve as a physical reminder of her dad, and also the love and joy he brought to her life. Percy was the first man she fell in love with. He instilled in Christine the beauty of working with her hands, independence, generosity, a passion for cooking, and the perfect example of unconditional love. Percy spent the last few days of his life with Christine and her new family. He cooked for Christine and gave Sebastian his first lesson in love. Christine will forever cherish the beautiful memories of her dad and the many examples of love he shared with her. She feels blessed for having such a loving father and now has her very own guardian angel she calls Daddy. Michael feels that his dad was an incredible father. Percy always made his family his priority and was present in Michael's life at every event, no matter how boring or trivial. Percy, without even knowing it, was the perfect teacher. He taught discipline without even trying. Michael understood how hard Percy worked to provide for his family, and he never wanted to disappoint his dad. The sincere joy Percy showed when Michael accomplished something was amazing motivation for him to try to make positive choices in his life. Now, as a father himself, Michael understands the beautiful way Percy chose to be a great father by simply loving his children unconditionally and hopes to be that same positive role model for Sam. As the baby of the family, Ryan was attuned to how Percy spoke to them much differently than Frida did. Like Michael, Ryan realized that Percy spoke to them through his relentless work ethic. Of course, Percy being Percy, would tell Ryan to tell anyone who asked what his dad did for a living to tell them he was a stripper. That was in reference to cutting and stripping the film, but he conveniently left that part out. Ryan just remembers how hard and long his dad worked in order to make sure his family was well taken care of. He worked tirelessly and without complaint because nothing was more important to Percy than taking care of his family. Percy spoke to his family through his cooking. He would prepare food he knew they loved, and he always made sure they each had their fill. Percy spoke to them with his attention to detail. Percy wanted Christine, Michael, and Ryan to always remember what's worth doing is worth doing right or not at all. It didn't matter how big or small the job was. Percy instilled in the kids the necessity of doing the job to the best of their ability, even if sometimes they needed a little help. Ryan recalls the ornament contest he won, of course, with Percy's help. It was a beautifully crafted snowman that had Percy's handiwork written all over it. Well, maybe even a little too much. To this day, Michael takes great pleasure in reminding Ryan of the beautiful ornament Dad made to win the contest. But perhaps the most powerful way Percy chose to speak to them was through his own words. Although Percy loved to clown around and make people laugh with his clever comments, when he was serious, his words were spoken from the heart. The last words he said to Ryan were, "I love you too, son." Ryan had heard these words countless times before, but on the night Percy passed away, these words echoed what Ryan had always felt and heard from the many ways Percy chose to speak to him his whole life. As a granddad, Percy did what every loving grandfather would do. He spoiled his grandsons. He would do whatever it took to bring a smile to their faces and to make them happy. No song was too silly to sing, and no face was too funny to make to earn the reward of their smile. They too were his pride and joy, and nothing brought a smile to Percy's face faster than to speak of Sam and Sebastian. Although Percy's time with them was cut way too short, Sam and Sebastian will indeed know their granddad because the stories about Percy are unending, and the lessons to be learned through these stories will teach the boys everything they will ever need to know about their granddad. Friends describe Percy as having a servant's heart. He loved with his whole heart, unconditionally, and without hesitation. Percy never wanted to be the center of attention, but expressed his love through his service to others. No act of kindness was too small for Percy to perform to assure the happiness of his family and friends. Sometimes it was cooking your favorite food, taking pictures of you and your family, making sure you had the most comfortable chair, keeping your glass full, and making sure you had a smile on your face. Besides giving of his time and talents, he even gave away one of his cameras so a friend could learn to love to look at the world through the lens of a camera like he did. Percy always made everyone feel so special by the way he gathered so many to eat, drink, sing, and laugh. Percy treated everyone like family. His legacy of loving service has touched the hearts of everyone who was privileged to call him friend. Percy's love was so strong that even in his absence, we still feel it today. Today, as we look at the world through the camera lens, sadly, we see the world without our Percy. Our obligation to Percy is to share with others his gifts of service, love, and friendship. May we also look for the best in people like Percy did. The grave may have taken Percy's body away from us, but not even death could ever take his spirit from us. It will live on through the many lives he touched. Our memories of him will be of the protective older brother, loving husband, soft-spoken father, silly granddad, and gracious friend. Percy lived a simple life. Maybe that's why he was happy. Here is his secret.
I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. When I was just a little boy in school, I asked my teachers, what should I do? Should I paint pictures? Should I sing songs? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what she said to me. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, what will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she says to me. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, what will I be?
No matter where Percy was or who he was with, he would always be Percy, and that's what endeared him to us the most. We could always depend on his quick wit and gracious heart. Now, as we journey through life without him, we realize that Percy's spirit lives within each of us and is the bond we all share. Yes, Percy did life his way. Rest in peace, Percy. We love you and miss you.
And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain. And my friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I am certain.
I've lived a life that's full.
Oh, blue eyes,
I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
Regrets, he had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
He did what I had to do.
What he had to do,
Saw it through.
he saw through.
Without exemption.
He planned each charted course, each careful step along life's byway, and more,
much more than this.
more than this.
I did it my way.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when he bit off more than he could chew. But through it all, whenever there was doubt, he ate it up and he'd spit it out. But he faced it all. Yes, he stood tall. He did it his way.
For what is a man?
What has he got?
If not himself,
Then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record, it'll show he took the blows, but he did it his way. He loved,
I've laughed and cried.
he laughed, he cried.
I've had my fill, my share of losing.
And now, as the tears subside, he'd find it all so amusing
To think
I
did all that,
he did all that.
and may I say,
Yes, you may.
not in a shy way,